I like to add some fun and some flair into my yoga classes with you so that it's never boring and you enjoy your time. You're excited to come to class. But today, we're going to keep it pretty basic and foundational in the expectation that I usually have a lot of brand new folks this time of year. So thank you for coming. Thank you for giving yoga a shot. Give it a few tries before you make any decisions about it, because in the beginning it can be just a little challenging to remember which one is warrior two. What do I do with this foot? So that's why we'll take it back to the basics today. All right, my friends, welcome to class. Last minute requests. Well, I'm so glad you're all here. Come on back to your yoga space with me, please. And when you are ready, we're going to start today standing, finding our foundation. I mentioned that today's yoga will be a bit foundational, meaning I'll show you a lot of things that you'll see in many yoga classes, no matter who teaches them. And the most basic foundation is our feet. So as you're standing, please take your feet just outside the bones in your hips, your hip points. And we'll turn our toes slightly out and then just start to sway our hips and our body weight side to side. Now, as you're doing this, yogis, if you're new with me, you'll notice I have 2 yoga mats. You need one space to work upon. I do this so I can turn all the different ways and show you things so you know what's happening. As you're shifting your weight, let's put it into the blades, the outside edges of our feet. Notice how it moves over your arches. And then as you come back, let's shift forward and back now. Not necessarily lifting, just a tiny little movement forward, heavy in the balls of feet, heavy in the heels. That's a tough one. Heavy in balls of feet, and then heavy in your heels. Well done. Relax your hands. Can you take a little circle, bend your knees, try to find the left outer edge, both heels, right outer edge, the balls of both feet. Pressing around and finding our foundation. As you're finding the foundation, pull your toes up towards your shins and fan them wide. Switch directions. We're moving around this little circle. I love this. When we pull our toes up towards our shins, we're strengthening our shins and we're liberating our toes so we don't cause any cramping in our body as we find our postures in a moment. Back to the center we go. Just give your feet a little wiggle. I like to lift and tap my toes here and there. Shake out through your legs. Well done. Let's tap your left toes on the ground and we'll take a little ankle circle. Now you'll notice your knee moves, but we're really trying to move through the outer and then inner ankle, rolling around on the toes or perhaps the ball of your feet. While you're rolling through that ankle, take a big sweep to the sky. Open your arms skywards and soften your shoulders. Let's switch that little ankle rotation through the left foot. And not everybody loves this next one, but we're going to try to roll over the tops of our toes. So as you come back to the center, let's curl our toes under, smushing the little toe pads up towards the ball of our feet. Curl them under here. And I hope you feel a little stretch on the top of your foot and the front of your ankle. Good prep for when we sit on our shins in a moment. One more breath here. Relax your arms as you exhale. Let that left foot come back to the floor. Right toes tap, and we'll start an ankle rotation. Take a peek down. Let's make sure our knee isn't doing all the work. Inner and outer ankles really rolling. Beautiful job. Stretch arms to the sky. Allow your shoulders to scoot down from your ears, neck soft and long. Roll that circle the other way. Very nice. You've got your dance moves, your yoga dance moves on today. Well, one more rotation after this one. Stay soft in the arms and try to curl your right toes under. Ooh, I love that. Do you get a little crack in your toes? I don't get to do this much. I like to do it underneath my work desk every now and then. Big breath in. Arms fall. Right toes come undone. Well done, yogis. Hands to knees, but we'll tap our toes a little closer together. Hands come to your knees, and we're circling the knees around here. Just taking a little rotation through the knees. Your hips, your ankles will move as well, but try to focus it in the knees. Switch direction. And I know this feels a little silly, but we're going to move into the same circles of our hips. Really will be helpful. Our hips will be more cooperative when we start to move today. Let's rise to standing, please. You can put your feet anywhere, yogi's choice. Hands to your hips, soften your knees, and take a circle around. Ooh, it's really hard to make that circle smooth, isn't it? That's what we're looking for. And if you encounter a really tight or rigid spot in your hips, just pause. You can hold there and kind of work in that spot a little bit. When you feel okay, take one more in this direction. We'll finish this warm up with circles the opposite way. Mine always feels really cranky when I push straight to the side right there. Just kind of work in that spot for a second or two. Send some loving, kind breath down there. Finish with one more big circle with your hips. All right, let's come to standing. That feels a little better. Shake out. Bring feet back under hip points. Big breath in, arms rise. Clasping your hands behind your low back. How big can you get in your chest? Puff your heart to meet. Press knuckles down to the floor. If this bothers your elbows, hold opposite forearms instead. Bring your heart forward, widen your collarbones, look to the sky. Allow your head to fall back and really lift your chin skyward. Wrap all the way forward. Clasp your hands by crossing your wrists, palms clasped. As you reach your knuckles forward, yogis, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Expose all of your vertebrae. Really lift them top to bottom. Let's come open again, this time to bowl pose. Pressing your navel, chest, and hips forward. Elbows squeeze back. Press forearms together, chin tucks down, elbows towards your navel. So we refer to this as an angry cat, like when their hair sticks up on their back. Inhale, we refer to this one as cow pose. Inhale, open chest forward. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale again. And as you exhale, come back to your angry cat, but pause here. And take your fingertips a little to the right, towards your right baby toes. Sway them to the left, right on top of your left baby toes. We're staying high, we're just sliding side to side. Moving some sensation into our lower and middle backs. One more big breath in. And out. Keep your forearms where they are, but rise to standing. From here, pulse your elbows to the sky, really pushing up, squeezing and opening the shoulder blades. Now, if your elbows don't touch, that's okay, yogis. Do the best you can. That just means you're a little tight in your upper back. We'll take 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Arms wide. Stand strong. Feels a little vulnerable, I know. Spread your toes again, and then press into the balls of your feet, lifting your heels. If your ankles are wiggling, welcome to ankle strength. I fell right down, so I'm going to come up again. Join me as many times as you need. Re-rising, finding your balance. Big breath. Release. One more stretch and we move. Left arm rises. Feet are flat now. Cradle your skull, and as you really extend right fingers right, we're going to get heavy in the left arm, guiding our neck open on the right side. Yogis, let's try to be as tall as we can here. Just your left ear falls. Take a big, beautiful breath in. And if you don't feel much sensation, move your right arm down a bit. Ooh, there it is. Now, whenever you feel it, we're going to breathe up and down that side of your neck. You might like to close your eyes for a moment. Eyes reopen, come back to me. Release your left hand, let it fall to shoulder height to begin. Inhale, cradle your skull, right arm. Now stay tall, but then let that ear fall using the weight of your right arm as a self-assist. You may like to tuck your chin or lift it. Finding what feels good in every shape we make today. Listening to your body, you are your own best teacher. And if it doesn't feel intense enough in the left side of your neck, scoot. Oh yeah, scoot your fingers down to the left side, then you'll feel it. Soften your jaw, potentially slip your eyes closed. Letting go of all that stimulation we're bombarded with. Eyes reopen, come back to me. Reach the right arm to the sky, sweep the left one up as well. Reach all the way to the ground. We're folding. Bend your knees as much as you need for your fingers or your palms to connect to the ground. Drop the top of your head, hang it heavy and shake it no. Yogis, we want to try to say no more in our personal lives so that we have more time for the yeses. Yes to everything that tips that needle, making us a better version of ourselves. So no feels pretty good to say. Then gently nod yourself yes with your head. Slowing down from shaking your neck. Try to pull your toes up towards your shins again, and if you feel good in the back body, lift your knees towards your thighs. Now, in our request for low back stretching, any forward fold like this is a wonderful way to release your low back. Linger today anywhere, it feels very good. Let's hold our elbows or our opposite bicep muscles. We're gonna hang here and tick-tock to the right side and the left side. Just swaying again through our upper bodies. Notice the weight distribution change from the left side and the right side. And I love this because we get to roll over our thighs, so we could use those like little rolling pins to release that grip, that tension, that stress that hides in our belly. Let's take one more big breath in. And during your exhalation, float your fingers back down to the floor. Slide them up your shins to your knees and press your torso long, parallel to the floor, but long top of head to tail. Halfway lift, breathe in here. Exhale, forward fold. Lean your body to the left and slide your right leg back. Keep sliding it or wiggling it all the way back to kneeling lunge. Right knee, shin and top of foot relax. Arms rise high. Big, beautiful breath in. Yogis, stay right here. I just noticed that my clock is unplugged. Pardon me for a moment. I'm gonna have to get my phone because otherwise I have no idea what time it is. Okay, my friends, one more big breath in your kneeling lunge. Fingertips floating towards the sky. Okay, hopefully this works. Release your fingertips towards the ground. And as they frame out your left foot, we move our hands to the right side. Sweep your left leg back, knees connect. We bow down, nose and chest to the floor, arms stretching overhead. Allow your nose or your forehead to rest. We are here in child's pose. Now, if your belly or your chest are uncomfortable, please widen your knees and let them snuggle in between. Either way, we hopefully notice our breath. Belly on thighs, build up your breath in the back body. Feel it inflating like a balloon. Belly between thighs, inflate your ribs into your inner thighs. This is your resting posture. Anytime in your yoga classes, come here, regroup, and join us when you're ready. Come back forward, please. Shoulders over hands. Bring your knees under your hips. And swivel your right fingers to face your right knee. If they don't swivel that far, just find somewhere that feels different than fingers forward. We'll take our left toes straight back behind us, connect them to the yoga space, and start shifting forward and back. Oh, we're working a lot of things here. We're stretching into our right wrist and forearm, the whole back body, especially our left calf. Let's try one more really big breath, as many movements as it feels good. And as you swivel your right fingers forward, we'll push the left toes away from our body. Lift them. Hip height is the highest. Open your toes as wide as you can. And then crunch your knee towards your nose, rounding again like your angry cat. Push back as you inhale, toes wide. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Last time, push back. Drop your left toe back to tabletop. Left fingers swivel anywhere new, maybe all the way back to our left knee. Love that. You feel your forearm opening? Great job. Right toes step back. Let's really try to tuck them on the ground. And then we'll do that gentle motion in the ocean, rocking forward and back. Now, one thing that we're going to try to work on a lot in yoga together is our middle knuckles being flat, especially our thumbs, yogis. We have a situation in the world called tech thumb, like we have tech neck. and our thumbs are getting bent and won't straighten. So in yoga, if we continue to press our middle knuckles down, we'll be protecting ourselves from tech thumb. Swivel your left fingers back forward, please. Elevate your right foot, hip height is the highest. Open your toes, breathe in. Exhale, crunch knee to nose together, angry cat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. We have 2 more rounds. For all of our classes together, you'll move at the pace of your breath. Slow or as fast as you enjoy going. Squeeze that, push, push, breathe in. Drop knees down. Settle back into child's pose with your palms rotating open to the sky. Rest your forehead down. If you're able to connect your forehead with your yoga mat, widen your elbows and roll your head left to right so you can massage over your forehead. This is a really lovely way if you get front skull headaches to release tension, focus, and concentration. Let's come back to stillness with our heads and turn our palms down. Shifting back to tabletop yogis, tuck both toes. Start to inch your hips skywards. We're gonna lift them as much as we can. If your knees are really bent, that's great. If you can pull your knees high to your thighs and straighten your legs, great as well. Doing what feels good. Now we focus on the thumbs again. Press those middle knuckles down. And I invite you to join me moving in a little sway of your hips side to side. Alternating your heels rising and your knees bending. Affectionately referred to as walking your dog. Any movements that feel good are what we do, intuitively moving with love and kindness through our practice. Let's look forward at our thumbs and take a little tiptoe walk. Keep bending your knees and just plant one little footprint followed by the next. As many little footprints as you can make in your stroll forward, back to fold. Fingertips come to the tops of your feet and we'll drag our hands, our actual fingers or our fingernails, up our legs, all the way up the knees, thighs, the outer hips, a little stimulation here as we drag. Armpits, neck. I like to do the skull. Get all into your hair there as you drag and then reach. A little self-love. Relax your hands back down. Forward fold when you're ready. We're just going to add a little bit on to what we just did, my friends. Inhale, slide fingers up to your knees, halfway lift. Please tuck your chin and get super long in the back of your neck. Can you touch it with a hand? Make sure there are no wrinkles back there. Now lift your chin and feel how it gets all wrinkly. So when I say wrinkle-free, that means chin tucked in, long back of neck. Your next exhale helps you float back into forward fold. Lean a little to the right. Slide your left leg all the way back. You might need to wiggle it a little side to side. Land your knee, your shin, and the top of your foot. And then gently rise, floating your fingertips to the sky, guiding your hips. Inviting them to melt forward and down. As we practice, I like to think of our hips like honey, and it gets so heavy that honey is just dripping towards the floor. Big breath in. Frame out your right foot, fingers fall. Move your hands to the left and slide your right leg back. Here we are in child's pose again. Just a little add-on here, yogis. Come forward, tabletop. And send your left leg out to the side. From tabletop, we're trying to press the blade, the outer edge of our foot down. With a soft knee, we'll bow back into our child's pose. Now, if you feel that you need something to rest your head on, make a pillow with each hand and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. If that's not high enough, you can also do a little fist. And then you rest on the top thumb. We're here extending through the inner thigh, trying to breathe some energy into our inseam and out through the outer edge of our foot, bringing in what we desire and releasing what no longer serves us. Come back forward to table when you're ready. As you get your hands underneath your shoulders, please try to lift your left leg from where it is. It'll be challenging. Lift it and then slide it back to your tabletop. Well done. Scoot that right leg out. Hip height at the highest. Blade pushes down and our knee is very soft as we guide our hips back to our heels. Any way to settle here with a pillow or not. Let's breathe in something that we are striving to manifest in our life. Maybe it's a sense of calm, a sense of slowing down in everything that we do. And as we exhale, send that breath through the outer thigh, outer edge of foot. Let go of something that feels like a struggle. Rolling back forward to your table, hands are under shoulders for support. Bring that right knee back in, but could we lift it from where it is and then bring it back in? Great job. Tuck your toes. Maybe press back a few times, hips to heels. Might feel a nice little squeeze from your thighs into your calves. And when you get back to your tabletop, lift your hips and scoot them to the sky, back to downward facing dog. Middle thumb knuckles, yogis. That's our goal. Let's flatten those babies out. Sway a little or enjoy stillness. And this time we're adding on. So let's roll forward. Take an inhalation. As your shoulders find your wrists, we'll drop our knees. You don't have to. Drop your knees to modify with me for round one. Elbows will hug your body as we descend, heart into the earth. Melt everything down flat. Now press your toes further away and slide your hands just outside your middle ribs. Take a breath in with your chin tucked to chest. Exhale, pressing through your palms to lift as much of your chest off the ground as possible. 3 more like that. Inhale, lower, hover your nose. Exhale, press through palms to rise. Elbows are hugging our side body. Inhale. Baby back bend yogi as you exhale. This is called baby cobra. Inhale, settle, unclench your backside. Exhale, rise, squeeze, continue breathing out, see if you can hold a moment longer. And release back to lying prone. Press back to child's pose. We know this one. Stretch your arms very long overhead. Let's shift back to our tabletop. Toes tuck, we rise back to downward facing dog. Pausing here to collect ourselves for our breath. 3-legged dog, yogis. Left leg rises. Any degree, maybe you just lifted an inch from the floor. A lot of folks like to lift it to hip height so that there's a long line from top of head through bottom of foot. Personally, my body really likes to lift high and open my hip to the side. So everything you do should feel good to your body. Not saying it's easy, but it feels good, I hope. As you look forward towards your thumbs, try to bring that knee towards your nose and step between your thumbs. And you may have gotten stuck back here by your belly. We'll help that ankle forward, hand to ankle. Help it so you can rise to high lunge. I'll show you one from the side. We're gonna lift our arms to the sky. And as we bring our hands to our heart center in a prayer, we're bending our right knee like we're gonna kneel, but then we'll rise again. Fingers to the sky, hands to prayer, soften down. 2 more like this. Big breath in, ease out. Beautiful job. How smoothly, like a whisper, can you move? Now, the next time we come up, can we drag the right foot forward? Bring it all the way forward. Whole body moves to extended mountain pose. Inhale, soften your shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Let's try that again. Inhale to halfway lift, please. You may not need your hands if you don't reach them back like you've grown these beautiful soft wings. Exhale, fold. Lean to your left, slide that right leg behind you. Find your low lunge, hips are heavy. Try to step straight back now to downward facing dog. You might enjoy stopping off in tabletop or child's pose, but meet us in dog when you can. Let's roll forward into our plank, shoulders over your wrists. Stay with that option for knees down if you'd like. If you need to keep your knees up for building strength, ease down slowly. Be strong and controlled. Push and extend your toes far from the crown. Slide hands back a little bit. Take a big breath in and hover your nose. As you exhale, 2 rounds of our baby cobras. Press through the palms. Chin can stay tucked or look at the wall ahead of you. Inhale, lower. As we exhale and rise, use your toes, yogis. Press your toes down to rise. Squeeze through your backside and release. All the way back to our child's pose. Long extension through the arms. Fingertips are really crawling forward with energy. Elbows are lifted with enthusiasm. Tuck your toes, rise to downward facing dog. Take movement or find stillness, honoring your body's wishes today. Let's rise through our right legs when you feel ready, just a little. Maybe the hip height and push long. Maybe we elevate toes skywards, right hip smiling open. No matter where we are in our 3-legged dog, head is between elbows, chest to thighs, thighs pushing behind us. Look where we'd like to land, right between the thumbs. Bring your knee forward and try to softly land your foot between your thumbs for that lunge. Roll yourself to rise, high lunge, fingers to the sky. Palms find your heart center as you drop, knee to hover. Inhale, float fingers to the sky. Thumbs find heart space. 2 more like that. Now, if you'd like, you can take your eyes to your fingertips, moving into balance next, so that'll help us segue softly. Whole body comes forward. I like to drag those left toes in. Nice connection there. Arms rise, very soft in the shoulders, and stay. Holding on to your right wrist, step a little wider to the side, stretch up, lift longer, and then tip over to your left side. Can you move your eyes down towards your left baby toe? Soften up through your jaw and your facial features. Inhale back to center. Let's regrip. This time, right hand to left. We want to go longer and then longer. Then we tip over. Eyes down towards your right baby toe. When eyes are down, we take a softer approach and neck gets to stretch. Big breath in. Inhale back to the center. Well done. Release hands. Soften everything down to the sides. Let's scoop our feet back under our bodies and hug our right knees to our chest. If you can, would you gather your knee? If that's too tough, you can gather your thigh. If you can't reach your leg at all, that's okay. You keep lifting and trying. Easy going here, no stress. Now, if we have a hold of our legs, we're gonna squeeze as tight as we can, heart and knee together, releasing in our hip flexor, getting our hips ready for some love. One more big breath in. Left arm extends somewhere that feels helpful in your balance. We're gonna scoop the right heel behind us for a quad stretch. Now, same here, yogis. If you can't lift your leg, just keep trying. If you can, but you can't get a hold of it, keep trying. Remain positive in your mind. You'll get there, I promise. And if you do have a hold of it, we're just floating like we did in our lunge. Holding the top of your foot, reach forward, float the knee back, and then come back to your standing. Inhale, extend left fingers away from right toes. Exhale, soften back. Let's try 2 more like that. Just inviting our body to stretch open and allowing it to release, come back to ease. 1 more. Scoop it back in towards your chest. Open it now to the side. You're gonna sweep the knee open. Left arm does the same, then bring it back to the center. I know you've been balancing on this left foot for a while. I'm proud of you, yogis. And if you're in your home space and you have a wall, feel free to reach that left hand onto the wall. Awesome. All right, let it go. Soften that knee down. Ooh, left leg gets tired. Standing leg works hard. So we shake it. Give it a little shake. If you do the funky chicken dance, it feels really good. The goal is to just loosen up mind and body in between. Scoop up your left knee, maybe under thigh, front of your shin, but hug it as tight as you can. I love it. It's like a little hug for our bodies that we so deserve. Opening your right arm to the side, big breath in. You're gonna be soft and fluttery in your fingers. Let's scoop the left heel behind us, stretching the front of your left thigh. Sweep your right arm forward. Now you can stay here, or we can float in and out. The posture that we're working towards here is called dancer's pose. Inhale to extend right fingers from left toes and release. Inhale and let it all go. If it feels good, why not do it again? Rehug your left knee to your chest. You can always use your wall or a chair or a couch, any support for your right hand. Let's start to open the left knee and then release. I like to give it a little lift and lower as I'm opening. Think about throwing open one of your French doors. One more time. And as you give it that final squeeze back towards your heart, let it go. Ooh, okay. Feeling a little spicy in that right leg, right? Give it a shake. You can do that funky leg. We just want to loosen up. Well done, yogis. Bring your arms back to the sky. We call this extended mountain pose. Release your hands by your side, mountain pose. Roll forward and down, back to forward fold. We know this one. One more round of strength. Let's send the right leg back. I like to lean to the left. Draw that big circle as you send it back. We're gonna angle that foot all the way down. Bending through your left knee, rise in your arms. If that's a challenge, yogis, use your thigh, press off of it. And then scoot your arms and your eyes forward or skywards. Taking a few bends into our left knee. This is warrior one. So our goal here is to have our back toes angled towards the right front edge of our mat. Our hips and our chest are rolling towards our left knee. 3 more pulses through our warrior one. Wider, left to right, will always help you with your stability. So if you stepped onto a warrior one tightrope, wiggle that left foot wide and pause. One more big breath in. As you release, fingertips fall and your back heel rises. So we're back in a lunge. Kneel that right knee, find child's pose. Extending arms as far forward as possible. Revisit one round of cat-cow. We have our hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Remember this from standing. Exhale, round your back. You can look up towards your belly. And then drop your navel. Lift your tailbone on the top of your head. Coming back to a neutral spine, toes tuck. We rise hips high, downward facing dog. Rolling forward for our final vinyasa. It's a challenge, but we're building up the strength in our arms. Melt everything down, lying fully flat, as long as you can be. Now this time, yogis, we hold our cobra pose. Slide your hands back a little bit. Press through your palms, but keep your elbows hugging in, and the bottom of your shoulder blades kissing your spine. Eyes may like to look forward. Some folks look all the way up. Breathing in one more time. Exhale, release. When you feel released, even your backside softens. Push back to child's pose. Very, very well done. Back to tabletop, toes tuck, downward facing dog. Remember how we walked the dog in the beginning, alternating knees, bending and straightening? Let's do that, but we're gonna tiptoe forward again. And once you've made your way back to forward fold, we'll lean our hands a little bit to the right, sliding that left leg back, angling your foot down. Our toes this time will aim for the top left corner of our mat as we rise in the upper body. Feel free to use your right thigh. It's right there. Push. Lifting everything softly overhead. Let's spread our right toes and take a couple of soft bends into our right knee. So folks often like to find the proper, I'm going to go quote unquote here, like what a textbook would teach you alignment. So I'm demoing what you'll see if you Google it. It'll be front heel towards the back heel. They intersect, but that's really wobbly, right? Challenging. So you can widen your feet to find spaciousness for your hips. They're much more willing to cooperate. Remembering that we try to make a shape that's similar, but we find our own way to make it feel really good. Pause down low. Bending the right knee, opening your heart, breathing into your body, embracing your newfound strength, balance, and coordination. As you exhale, fingers frame right foot. We lift the left heel. We're back into lunge. Drop your left knee. Meet in tabletop for one more round of cat and cow. You can choose, yogis, to have feet flat or toes tucked, or a combo of both. Let's exhale first. Rounding your back, really fully emptying. Now we have more space to bring in the new. Drop your belly, lift your crown and your tailbone. Slide back into child's pose, extending your arms, but then wrapping them around towards your baby toes and resting them on the yoga mat. If you can get your temple to the floor, right side of face falls. Looking to your left, softening into your face. Yogis, we're going to do a little bit with our wrists here before we have a seat. So make a big open hand and then take a fist. And as you hold your fist, we're going to try to roll our knuckles towards the sky. Hoping that you're feeling a stretch on the front of your hand, wrist, and forearm. Let's move our eyes to the right, and we'll keep going with that. We'll open our fingers really wide. Maybe we wiggle them. And then you'll make a fist. Roll your knuckles skywards. Now for the bonus round, you're going to try to take your thumb and press it deeply into your middle finger. Try again. Make a soft fist, but push your thumb on. That's the hard part. Roll your knuckles towards the sky. Your thumb wants to peel off, doesn't it? We're not going to let it. We're going to stretch those inner wrist tendons. And release. Beautiful. Slide your hands back down by your nose and your ear. Turn your nose to the floor and have a seat. Remember in the beginning when we worked on our toe tucking? This was why. You are in thunderbolt pose. We're sitting on our shins. Your butt is on your heels. Knees, thighs, and inner ankles are touching. If you can't stand this, come to the floor on your backside and crisscross your ankles. Now, option yogis. We are stretching the front of our ankles and our shins, but if you want a challenge, we're going to tuck our toes under. Shift your body forward, tuck your toes. You'll have to use your hands to get your little pinkies, most likely. Yeah, there you go. And once they're tucked under, we still try to engage knees, inner thighs, and ankles. And now we're really stretching the bottoms of our feet. In thunderbolt pose, we're just going to take a gentle twist. Arms rise to the sky, breathing. Exhale, both hands to your right thigh. Big exhale helps us twist. Now stay, but inhale through the crown of your head, lengthening. Exhale. You're in toes pose, well done. You can come out anytime. Try one more breath here. Right back to the center. Those of you that are on your backside, you're still twisting with us. Inhale, arms rise. Let's find our left side. Hands to your left thigh. Eyes look over your left shoulder. Do you think we can move deeper each time we exhale? I know we can. Inhale, crown, like a puppeteer is pulling your string taller. Eyes move more left, and our body will follow. One more inhale. Exhale. Well done. Now, if you held toes pose, when you come back to the center, you're going to throw an adult-sized tantrum. Take the tops of your feet and go. Take a drum roll for ourselves there. It just awakens the feet. Alternatively, you can just press the tops of your feet down and pause. I just think it's fun to tap like that. Now we'll meet our friends who are patiently waiting for us with our crossed legs. Let's move our left knee into the front, left shin and ankle in front. Now we're going to take each cheek, yogis, lift the flesh, and guide our sits bones a little further back from our knees. This feels really easy for you. Lean your hands back. See if your left ankle wants to cross over the knee. And this is where we can put props under our knees to feel supported down into our yoga space. All right, wherever we are, we're twisting again. Big lift of your right arm. Hold on to your left knee and sweep your left arm behind you. As we twist the left arm open, if you're feeling like it's hard to sit tall, use the ground to sit yourself up. It's easy for you to stay tall. Wrap that forearm around your low back. And for my friends who unfortunately suffer from low back pain, forward folds we know are great, as are twists, but we're gentle, not forcing here, just inviting a little deeper twist. One more breath in here. As you swivel your eyes back forward, let the left arm reach back to the sky. Keep your right hand where it is and see if it feels good to side bend to the right side. Now, what wants to happen, yogis, is that your backside wants to pop up. We try to anchor that down. Keep those bones firmly grounded to give you the ability to twist and lengthen away from them. Good work. When we're side bending, we anchor, pull away. Come back to the center as you breathe in and allow your arms to relax. Lean back into your hands. Let your legs both straighten, and we can just gently wiggle them, tick-tock them, open and close your toes or circle through your feet. Do all the things that feel great. And when you're restored, come back to me. Right knee in front, right ankle and shin in front. Move your sits bones away from your knees, create lots of space on your outer thighs. And as long as you don't have to force it, press your right ankle onto your left knee. Any pokey knees just means that we live in a tight hip space. So we'll put things under our knees to let them fall into a support. Welcome, yogis. Here we go. Let's twist. Left arm rises. It finds your right knee. Right arm reaches and swivels back behind you. To the floor we go for more length in our spine. If that feels good already, wrap it gently around your low back. Moving eyes to the right side as you exhale. Let's try one more beautiful, easy breath in. And during your exhale, look back to me. Reach your right arm to the sky as you breathe in. We'll keep our left hand where it is. Now we want to anchor that sits bone down again so we can stretch long, longer, and longer as we lean to our left. Big, beautiful, soft expression on your face. We've got C cubed. We are calm, cool, and cucumbery. Calm, as cool as a cucumber here. No big deal. Everything looks easy going. One more big breath in. Right hand falls back behind, as does the left. Push that weight into your hands and just puff up your chest as you send your legs long again. Give them a little shake, a little tick-tock. Oh, feels so good. You get a little popping here and there, right? When that happens organically, that's a good thing. We're creating space. We'll keep our hands right where they are, but bend your knees. So we'll bring the feet flat with knees bent. And if your elbows are bothering you, really try to bend them mindfully. If you feel like you need to move your fingers to a new spot, we want our shoulders to be happy. Opening the chest and shoulders by scooting your hips towards your backside. Oh, I lied, I'm sorry. Backside towards your heels. Scoot them close together and you'll get more opening in your chest. Now, for those of us that feel really squeezed, shoulder blades to spine, there'll be a little pillow back there waiting for you. Let your head fall back. Remembering to stay soft in your joints. Elbows are easy. And then soften the set of your jaw as you pause here. Remembering that we have this expression and this demeanor of being a cool cucumber, really collected and calm. Bring chin back to chest, please. And as you scoot your hips back away from your heels, straighten both legs. Let's work on our hamstrings now. Swiveling your fingers forward, yogis, to face your toes. And we'll again lift our cheeks and move the flesh out from under sits bones. Be gentle when you do that, and then we'll push our heels forward. Okay, staff pose, we look like a big capital L. We'll rise our arms. Take note that your ribs are hugging in towards your belly. So we're trying not to back bend here. We're really long and strong. And then exhale, floating fingertips like you're gonna grab your toes. Maybe you do. Slide back, start over. Inhale, sit very tall and long, staff pose. Forward fold, but we're just gonna pass right on through. One more round. I am of the philosophy that a few trials will help us get a little deeper when we really want to stay. The next time you arrive in your forward fold, draw your navel in and up, supporting your low back, and let your upper body soften. Resting now through the backs of our necks, chins tuck in. Consider closing your eyes. I invite you to release the tension in your jaw. Try to separate bottom from top and even think about letting your lips part. One more big breath in here. Finishing that exhalation, yogis, start to come back to life. We'll bring our hands under our shoulders for support. Inhale and press yourself back to seated, but this time draw your right knee with you. You're gonna keep that foot flat and just sit up very tall. Think about sliding your navel up towards your right knee. Now, if this feels pretty good, but you want a little more, we'll cross the foot over our left thigh, right on over the thigh. Just make sure you have a connection. If your right cheek rose, put that foot flat. Still grounded in our sits bones. Well done. Sweep the left arm high. Our last seated twist for today. Cross that elbow over your right outer thigh. Plant the right hand on the ground and sit really tall as you twist your eyes to the right. Now, if this crisscross bothers your elbow, yogis, go back to your hug. Just keep squeezing that right knee into your chest and gazing over your right shoulder. If you have your arm crossed, but it hurts your elbow, we never want to feel pain in our class, then we'll take our hand towards our right shoulder. A really nice way to assist yourself into a deeper twist. Breathing in to rejuvenation, releasing fatigue and stagnancy. Breathing in to recharge yourself. Let go of any old, stale energy. Eyes reopen, swivel back forward. Let's uncross any legs that were over, and then slide that right leg back out. Hugging left knee, just give it a hug, that's it. Sit really tall, slide your navel up towards your knee. Optionally crossing over the right thigh. When we squeeze like this, we're working on opening up the outer thigh before we twist. Right arm reaches up, and if you decide to cross it all the way over, soften that elbow. You can have your fingers on the floor or to your left shoulder. Left fingertips reach behind to help us sit very tall. Breathing in to find the length, tailbone through crown. Breathing out, eye gaze, swivels left. Inhale and exhale. Maybe closing your eyes on this last cycle of breaths. Soften, fill your belly, and easy out. Opening eyes, come on back to the center, uncross your leg, and this time we'll let that leg fall right on open to the side. Sliding your right leg the same way, we are attempting, yogis, to put the soles of our feet together, but only the blade edges. So we're gonna take our thumbs, if you can reach, to your inner arches and try to peel them open like you're cracking open a brand new book. So you could have a diamond here, heels far from groin. Some people feel better if their heels are close to their groin. And this is another great time to put your accessories under your knees so you don't feel unsupported. Let your knees settle into something. Beautiful job. We're gonna keep rolling the ankles towards the sky. So we're lifting the inner ankle, pushing the blades of our feet together. Taking a big, beautiful breath in here. And as you exhale, start to descend, just a softening here. We're gonna move in and out. If the fluid movements are not your cup of tea, feel free to stay. Inhale, rise. Exhale, soften. Twice more like this. Big breath in. And a full release. I like to think about floating on a wave here. We ride up to the crest, the wave swells. And then when we get down this time, we'll pause. Some of you might like to join me, especially if you're feeling tightness in your low back, with that little sway again, side to side. If you're able to connect your elbows with your thighs, you could sway side to side and gently push. So nice. As we push into our thighs, it really helps open the inner groin. Anything that makes you feel good here, yogis. We have 2 more breaths. Taking your time on this last inhale and exhale. At the bottom of that breath out, let's sit tall, big breath in. Hands slide back behind you again. If your knees feel a little stuck, use them. Close your legs. And then we'll bring our feet under our knees, but then step them even wider, outside your hips width distance. Make sure your hands are comfy back behind you, and we'll gently tick-tock our knees side to side. Yogis who have to get ready for a 2 p.m., this is gonna be your last little exercise, but do this for a moment so your hips can swish and rinse clean. And then when you get ready to leave, it's 1:55. We'll take either side and just roll around to your tabletop. Find your way back up, and hopefully you feel a little floaty, like you could float right out of your yoga space. If you can stay with me, please do. Let your knees fall left, and we'll separate so our legs aren't touching. Scoot your hips back so that you have enough stability that you can rise in the upper body. Beautiful job. Sweep your arms to the sky, soften your shoulders, and swivel your belly towards your left knee. Feel that internal rotation of your right hip here. Very nice. Frame out your left knee, and like you're gonna do a little push-up, hands are wide, softening down. If it feels good, let's get heavy, heavy, heavy. Lots of body weight over our left knee, releasing through the glute, your backside, and the outer thigh. Another great moment, yogis, to tuck your chin towards your chest, wrinkle free in the back of your neck. I spoke earlier about tech neck, and that's where we lift our chins and jut them forward. If you can feel that in your neck during your computer usage, it's very unfortunate because it's compressing the back of our necks. So a really wonderful way to alleviate that is with this chin tuck right here, allowing your vertebrae to open and your discs to really soften and uncompress. Let's use our next inhale to bring hands under shoulders and rise. We're gonna sit on both cheeks, roll our knees to the right. If you need a few swishes, please take it. But then it gets a little close, so it's hard to sit up. We'll slide our legs apart, scoot our hips back so you feel like you can sit up with no hands. You need a big, wide foundation. Great job. Now angle your feet any way that it feels good and swivel your belly to the right as you lift your arms softly to the sky. Exhale, yogis. Let's bring our body as low as we can go over our right knees. And as we pause here, normally I'll take you right to the end of class with movement so you feel rejuvenated and energized for your workday. But today, I'd like to leave you with a little blessing for the new year. As I stand upon the earth with the light of the new year dawning, I lift my face to welcome the rising sun, grateful for the constancy of its radiant warmth whenever it arises. I hope that you have a loving connection with all of creation, remembering that you share the sun's infinite light with all living beings, and this light will coax us to grow. I hope that you honor and release last year's sorrows, let go of separation and condemnation, and have faith in the essential goodness of all beings. Use your next in-breath, yogis, to rise, hands under your shoulders. Sit back, lift your knees, adjust so that your feet are flat again, and just take another swish side to side. I hope that you always live with an awareness of your limitless nature, in gratitude for the abundance and the bounty that Earth graciously bestows. Pick a side that feels best to let your knees fall to that side, and let's turn to our tabletops. Move a little side to side. In this new year and beyond, I hope that you are able to walk forward and be in the light. You've started off on the best foot forward with your yoga practice today. Tuck your toes under from tabletop. Shift back, hips to heels. Feel that little smush of your thighs on your calves. Start to walk your hands towards your knees, crouching, lifting your knees. So nice. We get that little smush and it's like an ironing the tension out of our calves. All right, let's walk forth into the light today of this beautiful new year, yogis. Lift your hips, we're back in forward fold. And take that last little fingernail or fingertip drag slowly. Super stimulating to do this. Right up your thighs. Move to the outside here. We come up our ribs. It might feel a little tickly. I try to get your armpits. So nice. Neck, and then I do my hair too. So if your hair looks a little funny, you might want to fix it before you go back to work. Inhale, shoulders soft. And hands finally meet at heart center, just like we did in our lunges. Try to connect your thumb with your heartbeat, lift up. Shoulders settle back and down. We finish class with a bow to our practice. Chin tucks to chest. This simple bow is a gesture of gratitude for the time you've carved out of your busy schedule. Kudos to you. I'm proud of you for working on your strength, coordination, balance, and flexibility. Most importantly, yogis, a connection to your mind, breath, and body. Namaste. My light honors your light.